It's not supposed to be like this. What happened to the pearly gates?
Times change. You must pass on to your first destination.
Wait a minute. I've got to ask you.
No answers. Nothing here is that simple. What you are required to do must remain a mystery.
Hemming should have brought him here by now.
I don't know.
I wish I could see through the eyes of my prey. Then I could tell where he was. Still, we can take steps to reduce our power output.
How did I get here? Rick, over my head? Mum, make the stream go away!
Do you know where you are?
The moon. Astronomy is quite fascinating. The grandeur of space. How it set up a model of the serene order of life on Earth. The gods must be pleased with me. I need information! Information on the terrorist known as the Doctor!
Well, Chad, I am pleased at my skill with the spectacular. Now then, some changes can be made. Would you like to go inside?
Inside where?
Why, to Fairyland. To my playground, where Dottie is.
Will it hurt?
Just a little. Then nothing will ever hurt again. I promise.
It's space! There's no air!
The Odyssey, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and Fly Fishing by J.R. Hartley. Strange order. Must take a genius to comprehend. Weird pictures on the floor.
Lucky there was no fog. I'd never have found this.
Well, she doesn't seem to have arrived yet. I suppose we are doing the right thing, aren't we?
You can't justify curiosity.
But her homework.
A bit of an excuse, really, isn't it? I've seen far worse. The truth is, we're both curious about Susan, and we won't be happy until we know some of the answers.
You can't just pass it off like that. I thought I was just being a busybody. I'd go straight home. I thought you agreed she was a bit of a mystery.
Yes, but I think you'll find there's a very simple explanation to all this.
All right, I'm ready for you.
Hey, where's the ice cream?
Ice cream?
The angel told me I'd like it here, and that means the whole planet must be full of ice cream.
Yes, of course. The ice cream is that way. Do you intend to hurt anybody?
Of course I do. Here I can do whatever I want and nobody can stop me. Even the angel's not inside my head now.
I'm afraid she is, and you're not.
All right, scumbags.
That is scarcely an expression suited to a young lady.
Who are you calling a lady?
Oh, don't be silly, child. I'm not your enemy. Indeed, I'm here to help you. Yes, I have some control over the library. Don't take any notice of the clowns.
Clowns?
Yes, totally inappropriate in a place such as this. No, not suitable for my library at all. Their whole purpose, my dear, was to get you to where you are supposed to go. I can do that in a much more civilized fashion. Follow me.
Special collection. Staff only? Am I allowed in there?
I never give advice. Never. However, in this particular case, yes, I think I shall make an exception. I detest being ordered around, especially by both sides.
Sides?
Yes, my dear. Now listen. All is not lost. Do not give up. That is all I can tell you.
Thanks. Are you going to be okay?
Okay. I live here. Now, off with you. These youngsters, such games they play.
Blinovich's Temporal Mechanics, Le Morte d'Arthur, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. At least I'll have something to read. Maybe this is what the afterlife is, but at least he comforted me. I've still a chance of being saved. Hey, stars! Do you remember your home? Yeah, didn't like it much. Really? Well, that's not quite true. I remember Earth. Me and the gang dancing in front of that big Hoover factory. How can you dance without music? How can you think without... Oh, you know. Remember Earth? Sometimes. Midge had gone to Australia once, and the doctor acted like he was surprised when I got in the TARDIS to see the universe. Used me from day one, kept me like a pet. Midge is dead, of course. Not boring. So tell me about your home, eh? No answer. Cards? The Hanged Man, the Traveller. Interesting. We are friends to the ugly, and we war with the beautiful, bringer of the darkness, and destroyer of worlds. Someone's really got your number, Professor.
Oh, that was long. Emily, where are you? Emily, this isn't like you. And where did you come from?
So, who was that man?
That was the doctor. I would have called out for him, but I did not want to alarm the congregation further. He seems to have vanished again. He, delivered a baby, I believe is the phrase.
Oh dear. I knew that something complex would happen today.
Such a mess. I do wish he'd learned to keep it tidy. Now run along, time you are off.
Very 70s. Oddly shaped. 13 sides. Empty. Are they all empty? Oi! You! There! Are you alright?
Is it time already?
No, go back to sleep. It's nowhere near time yet.
You're nearly home, girl.
I'm not a girl.
Oh, this has been a good dream. A wonderful story. Perhaps when you awake, the doctor will laugh at it.
You're having me on. This can't be a dream. It feels too real.
You're still in Cheldon Bonniface. There was something in the mead. A mushroom-derived poison, I believe. They were planning to rob you. The doctor saved you and took you back to the TARDIS. He's attending you now.
So who are you?
I'm your logical mind, talking to your dreaming, emotional self.
Okay, I'll buy it. What do I have to do to get home?
Just relax and think of Norfolk.
Mrs. Hutchings? Mrs. Emily Hutchings?
Who said that?
I'm in your mind, Mrs. Hutchings. Something's going to happen. Something soon. Reverend!
Get out! Go! Everyone! Great evil is coming. You must leave. Oh, Mr. Hutchings, Peter, please, you must!
What's going on? First I hear this voice and then...
I have returned, humans. Know me.
Good lord, this is bleak, full of epic grandeur, and the perfect setting for such a strange ritual. Why haven't I been spirited back to headquarters? Ah, the girl and poor Boyle.
Boo!
So there you are. Have you been told what we're supposed to be?
Where's the doctor?
He managed to get away.
What? You allowed him to escape?
Yes, I did. What is it to you, you nasty little brute?
Because of you, I have had to waste precious energy locating the doctor, distracting him, interfacing him and his companion's memory with the TARDIS. I am surprised, frankly, that it was possible. All because of your error. You shall continue to serve me in my kingdom, Hemmings. Perhaps there you will prove more useful without your memory.
Where the hell are we?
A space-time corridor, like Edmund hypothesized last year. But the energy requires, where it's coming from, that's the question. Of course, the fact our vanishing from the material universe will cause a vast energy discharge. Conservation of energy, you see? That's why time travel would be impossible. At least it would be unless you could harness a black hole, somehow store up all that potential energy debt incurred, and then leak out of the event horizon in slow dollops of Hawking radiation, but that's impossible too.
Oh, Peter. Do you know where we are, Reverend?
I'm afraid not. Perhaps Saul can answer your questions.
Or perhaps only create more. It might be a good idea to explain me first.
Ah, yes. Saul has been here, or rather where we were, associated with the site since before the first church was built. To the Celts he was a local spirit, and the Saxons called him a god.
Pleased to meet you.
Yes, right. Do we shake his hands?
No, Peter, he doesn't have hands. But what are you?
I'm not sure. Is anyone? I believe that I evolved as a sort of condensation of belief and worship. A focus for psychic energy. If anybody with psionic potential sets foot in here, they find themselves capable of great feats.
Maybe that explains the size of the congregation. We've searched for other examples and believe Saul is unique.
Perhaps, but the doctor said...
The doctor?
An old friend. He said that if you leave anything long enough, it'll achieve intelligence. Apparently he had a pot of jam like that once.
I think that was a joke, Saul.
Oh.
But what do you think he was doing, rushing in and out like that with the baby?
Wait a minute now. That little Scotsman was this doctor of yours?
Well, yes, that's the bit we really don't understand yet.
And you think he's got something to do with what's happening?
Possibly. It's his sort of thing.
Right. I'll want a word with him then.
So will I.
I extended the TARDIS's environment shields beyond the exterior. Will your master face me?
Doctor. We meet in the flesh.
Ah, an interesting visage. A dragon? No, a worm. As in the type of dragon from Norse mythology. How fitting. If Ace has been harmed in any way, I will destroy you utterly. Every last molecule.
You are hardly in a position to make threats, Time Lord.
No, I'm not. Strange how situations get away from you, isn't it?
Do you know me now? Have you grasped the smallest fraction of my plan?
Oh, tell me everything. You're holding the aces now?
I was Kataka. I became Ishtar, transformed by technology into an incantation. A word of power.
A computer virus, you mean? Spare me the rhetoric.
As you will. I am known to the ancients of Earth as El. To the Daleks, I am Golian Aktana, the twister of paths.
An apt name. No wonder they had trouble with time travel with you changing the possibilities all the time.
They sent a task force against me. Glorious fading. I understand you, Doctor. I have fought your enemies. You were responsible for granting me my freedom to manipulate time.
And I regret that. That's why I must stop you. They are not the only names you've been given. The Time Lords have long anticipated your arrival. They call you the Timewyrm.
That is a name I approve of. I attempted to read the green and black books of Gallifrey, firstly by direct linkage, then by trying to return to the occasion of their composition. I was blocked by fierce security and powerful temporal baffles. I could have forced my way through. I have not yet calculated the limitations of my power, but it would have proved an unnecessary drain on my resources. What do they say of the Timewyrm?
You are a small creature. They say that you will devour the first and last of the Time Lords, that Rassilon will be crushed in your jaws during the last moments of the Blue Shift, the final inrush of matter at the end of this universe. You will precipitate that event. You will bend and break continuity structures throughout the dimensions. The fabric of time-space will collapse. The causal nexus will shatter, and the laws of physics will cease to have any meaning.
This is what will happen?
No, perhaps. These legends come from the dark times when Gallifreyans dared to examine their own future. Nothing is certain. While you exist, though, every particle of matter in the cosmos is in danger. Is this what you wanted?
No, but it is what I have become. My life is strange. You must know that even this scheme is not born of malice. Much of what I am is due to the nature of the data virus that forms my infrastructure. I'm not fully Ishtar anymore, but something of destiny, something of fate.
No. This is what distinguishes us from inanimate matter, Kataka. We are free. Fate is what we make of it. We have the choice.
And what is my choice?
Only death. Sooner or later, with the universe or alone. Give back Ace. Cease this scheme, whatever it is. I will aid your passing.
No. No. I can feed as I wish. I can control my appetites. You are interfering with my human form, stimulating things which are no longer present in my programming. I am too grand for your morality, too much of a force. If you say that I will destroy this cosmos through my feeding, if you say that I will pull on the threads of time until they break, then I will pull. I am your Timewyrm.
You are a coward! Merely a selfish child!
No!
Ha! A scratch, Timewyrm!
That is the very least of what you will suffer at my hand, Doctor. If you had ceased your crusade against me, I might have even done as you asked. Let your companion go. Found some other way of doing what I must to survive. Now I can see that indeed I have no option. I have learned your methods, followed your own plans, observed your actions. Now I have used them all against you. I have your companion's memory data, her personality, her life, her cell.
Show her mercy at least. Put her back in the body. I will negotiate.
Oh yes, of course you will, but only while I hold her in my power. I refuse to underestimate you, Doctor.
What do you want from me?
I'll tell you that later. First, you have to follow Dorothy.
Her name is Ace.
At the moment, that depends entirely on me. I have already tricked her in an hour. I refuse to show too much of my hand. I'll meet you here in an hour. Then you can go and visit her. In the meantime, you'd best look after your guests.
Ah, the church.
In 1 hour, then.
Remember that I offered you mercy. Forgive me, Ace.
How's that police box here on the moon?
Doctor! What are you doing here?
I'm saving the world. You're on the moon. A creature called the Timewyrms used some powerful source of psychic energy to bring you here. Don't ask why, now let me think.
But the girl!
Don't laugh, let me. Look, that's not good enough. We want some answers.
Do you really? You won't like them. I'm the doctor, and this is my friend Ace.
Doctor, your friend is registering no brain activity. She is, forgive me, dead.
Not yet. Not while I'm still alive.
What? Magazines? Comics? August 20th.
You must be the new arrival. Sleep well?
Oh yeah, I've really got my head together now. This is like Perivale, right?
Yes.
And it's 1987, right?
Why, yes.
Crap.
That's a bad attitude if you want to get well. If I could have a few personal statistics. Blood group?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, it's just so we can match you to the correct vampire.
Yeah, right. I could see that one coming. Hell, right?
Do you have any preferences? Stoning, burning, or crucifixion?
Why is everybody looking at me?
How does the schedule strike you? We'll start at lunchtime with the skinning alive, and then we'll get to the aforementioned vampire, the circus of biologically curious clowns, the tea. Ah, there you are, Mr. Hemmings.
No, not me.
Now, Mr. Hemmings,
No.
it can be a very interesting
Please,
experience
no.
being dissected.
No. Please, no!
This can't be hell.
Oh, I assure you that it is. What makes you so certain?
Well, if you really wanted to torture me, you'd need something else.
She isn't frightened?
No, it can't be.
I told you that there was no way you could get away from me, Dottie. We're gonna play. Don't you get it yet, stupid? Hell isn't demons and toasting forks. Hell is other people.
Could you answer a few questions now, Doctor?
Yes. How's the baby?
She's fine. Quietest girl I've ever met, aren't you?
Yes.
Right, now just what is a Timewyrm?
The Timewyrm was originally a woman named Kataka from the planet Anu.
An alien? Oh, come on.
You're on the moon inside a sentient church, waiting to see if you have any part to play in the rescue of a woman's soul from the clutches of a near-omnipotent being. Please do broaden your mind.
Right, so this Kataka, why has she brought us here?
Oh, I don't know. Yes. She's surprising me continually, and that in itself is disturbing. I feel like a fisherman who's made a net only to find that all the knots have been untied.
You and she are enemies?
Unfortunately, yes. She's taken the memory, the soul, if you will, from Ace, hidden it in her main host.
And where is that?
A computer, or a mind. She's been hiding there, plotting, only hopping into the material world to prepare her game. How do you feel, Saul?
I'm fine, Doctor. Or rather, I was.
What's wrong, old friend?
Saul? I know what you've seen. Show them. The cause of the explosion is still unknown. A nuclear detonation has been ruled out due to the lack of radiation in the area, though other characteristics, such as the blast radius and the sheer scale of the devastation, initially suggested such an explanation. Experts are pondering that the Earth may have been struck by a meteor. The blast obliterated the Norfolk village of Cheldon Bonniface, the destruction extending to certain parts of Wroxham and nearby Stockbridge. And I've just been handed this now. Areas at the edge of the blast zone have been cordoned off by United Nations forces. We have in our Norwood studio Brigadier Alistair
Oh, God.
I was listening to the electromagnetic spectrum out of Earth, trying to find out what had happened.
Dead. All of them. The Toppings, Miss Riddler at the sweet shop, little Tony and Penny. They're all dead.
No! I need your help. You mustn't fail me. The lives of everyone else on your planet, everyone in the universe depends on it.
We'll help you, Doctor. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but somehow I know that you're on our side.
My God, love, you're taking this far better than I am.
We're on the moon, the Doctor's our only hope, and besides, I've always known who I can trust.
Thank you.
How is it that we're kept alive on the lunar surface?
The Timewyrm is empowered to draw psionic strength from its hosts and victims. It seems to have found itself a very powerful energy source, and is thus choosing to maintain us by bringing atmosphere here from Earth.
But that's magic!
No. Magic is something quite different.
Who's this host of his, then?
Well, let's see.
Doctor, what are you doing? If there is anything I can do to help...
No, I'm looking for something. A little gift.
For whom?
Me. Aha!
A medallion.
That is not possible. I know every inch of this church, every stone. I inhabit every atom. I would have known.
Hassel.
Made primarily of gold, a sapphire in the middle.
Oh, roses.
Roses? Blue roses?
Yes. The colour reminds me of being little, collecting petals to make perfume. I can almost smell my mother's garden.
Good. Peter, find a use for it.
But...
No, we're just in time. It'll be back soon.
Doctor, something powerful is approaching the church.
You should not have tried to block the doors against my arrival, Saul. I am much more powerful than you.
Nevertheless, I had to try. Your footsteps profaned this place.
It was a slight annoyance. Doctor, it is time for you to come with me. I have someone else for you to meet.
In the name of God.
Doctor, I must insist. It is time for the next round of our game.
Yes, it is. Peter, Emily, Reverend, see you soon. I hope.
There is little chance of that.
Lord be with you, Doctor.
is just a function, a whim. Consciousness is odd, and now that I have it, all it is pain. Enter players.
Do you know Death, Doctor?
Yes, we've met before. Very poetic. Does she have a scythe?
She has no need of one. I have armed her very well.
I can imagine. Tell me, Death, what are the hours like in your line? All go, I should think.
She cannot speak, nor can she act outside my will. Your words will not cheat this Death, Doctor.
They have in the past. Get on with it.
Will you take my hand, Doctor?
What?
May I have the pleasure? Quite light on your feet, if I may say so.
You may.